begin?
Probably more than enough, yeah. Thank you all for being here this evening. Those of you who gave up the Cubs, or at least temporarily gave them up for the evening, I appreciate that. And our daughters and one of our sons-in-law and one of our grandsons, thanks for coming to listen to me. I pay a lot of attention to people's conversations. It's not intentionally eavesdropping, and often it's just conversations that I'm having with friends. And somewhere in there, a lot of times I can mine some words. The first poem comes from some musings of a friend as she was approaching her 48th birthday, and a little bit stressed out about it, to say the least. Kisses like ghosts. Lily wants to be 18 again, parked out in the country woods, lost in kisses so deep in her soul she's scared to breathe, scared that if she does, she'll miss something. Paloma needs to be 18 again, free to open herself to the one she thinks can lead her out of sadness, sadness that surprises, and the thought of being the same forevermore. She gathers the wings of her dressing gown and sits before the morning mirror. The careful fingerprints of a man she's never kissed show through the powder and gloss. Also, coming from a series of conversations with a friend, and the subject of one of the books I've got with me this evening, The Bear Whispers in the Night. Magdalena, Love, and the Bear. She comes in from the garden as the rain decides to be more than mist. Her sturdy feet, the knuckles and lifeline of her hands, these wear the beauty of hard, honest labor in the soil. Tendrils of her hair fall across her face, rubbing against the smudges left on nose and cheeks when she tried to brush the hair back. "I'm a dirty old woman," she says, and he laughs around a smile at the paired meanings, at the thought of growing old with her. She settles on the couch, stretching like the cat that yields its place to her. He rises from the rocker handed down through the women in her family, goes to the kitchen, and hums an old love song she taught him as he fills a basin with warm water, lavender soap, a cloth. Coming back to her, he kneels on the worn wood of the floor and begins to wash the dark earth from her feet. It's her turn to smile, and she does. The rest of these poems tonight are from Jasmine, which is my latest poetry book. The first one, I was doodling around in Google one night looking for something. I don't even recall what it was, but I fell down a rabbit hole and did a lot of reading about Lilith, the first woman in some versions of the Bible, who was cast out before Eve came along. There is lightning in the high clouds to the north, but distance cancels the thunder. The flashes reach me, but the cycle is incomplete. The sky turns darker, eclipses the healing moon and stars. I am the first emigre, the first immigrant woman. I leave as a stranger, I arrive the same. With no husband, no sons, the cycle is incomplete. The clouds roll closer and the air cools and turns electric. My daughters and I speak only our language and are damned. We eat the only food we know, and we are cursed. We would belong, but the cycle is incomplete. The distance closes, thunder makes the children turn in their sleep. My labor is required, but undervalued. My wisdom is needed, but unsought. Our bodies are desired, then discarded, and the cycle is incomplete. Silence drops, is suddenly carried away by 1,000 fingers drumming on the roof. The rain falls, warm and soft, carrying hope and salvation, but the ground here is hard. The promise is rejected, flows in the gutters, and the cycle is incomplete. Listening to some Fred Astaire one night. Fred singing the Continental and putting on the Ritz and a lot of other stuff. My Fred to your Ginger. 1. A black ribbon held back your russet hair. You wore a pale denim blouse with navy blue buttons my fingers ached to undo. A flowered peasant skirt that floated in your passing, and tan flats over otherwise bare feet. I have no idea what I was wearing. 2. And oh, how we danced that evening under the silver lights of the parking lot that was too hard for the softness of our growing love, and in the yellow light of the hotel room that was too soft as we strolled and cha-cha'd and rocked and two-stepped, and through the not-so-darkness of our bed that was, at last, just right. 3. Each step an offering in a different dance as we followed the other while leading the way. 4. And in the morning, I hope we'll dance across the dawn. For now, you sleep in my arms, your breath teasing my neck, while the heat of you presses where your leg crosses mine. I was out in the backyard with the dogs one night back in late June, early July, where all the villages around us down in Orland Park were taking turns doing their fireworks displays, and so there was several weeks of loud noise to keep the dogs real happy. Night flights. Swarms of silent lightning bugs rule the otherwise dark backyard, staying close to the grass that's due for cutting. Above the high, broken clouds, jets drag their sounds on leashes of time behind faster, flashing beacons. Sensitive to the noise of storms and celebrations, the dogs are indifferent to winged passers-by. Their attention and concern fixed on that point beyond the horizon where the cannon roar from early fireworks resonates long after the pseudo-lightning has come and gone. I think of my oldest grandson, partially back from Afghanistan. Even as a corner of me recalls night lights seen and rumblings heard while a few miles offshore near Da Nang, and I sigh. Last, the title poem from Jasmine. Jasmine, by the way, is a collection of prose poems written over the last 3 years. And this one was inadvertently the first prose poem I ever wrote after what is now 50 years of writing. Start me deep with jungle rhythms, add sugar cane and soils containing languages we'll learn to soon discard. Give me baptism by fires in the darkest of the night, and then escape with me while our others follow missionary tracts and black motes noted on white sheets. We will fix on fusion. We will find the star stuff in each free improvisation. I will riff your body with my fingers, bring forth emanations with my lips, while you pluck counternotes and melodies to see us off this stage, beyond percussive endings, deep into God. Thank you.